I don't really, like I said, I'm not really focused on what no other fighter is doing, no other YouTuber is doing.
Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we'll be talking to you about Floyd Mayweather reacting to Logan Paul's leaked sparring footage. Logan Paul has stepped up in his training to take on Floyd Mayweather by sparring the four brothers of Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Rob Gronkowski, back-to-back with impressive results. Logan Paul showed off his sparring ability by dominating the four brothers of Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski ahead of his highly anticipated Floyd Mayweather bout. The YouTuber-turned-professional boxer has insisted that he has come on leaps and bounds since losing to KSI by split decision in 2019, and he has gone some way to proving it. The 26-year-old began his latest upload by admitting that he hasn't shown off his progression, promising to reveal more ahead on his June 6 return to the ring. Not taking things lightly, Logan faced off against each of Glenn, Chris, Dan, and Gordy in back-to-back rounds, with Rob acting as referee. So let's get into exactly what was Floyd Mayweather's reaction to Logan Paul's leaked sparring footage. But before we get into what he had to say, make sure to like the video as it really helps out the channel. Let's get right into it as there is a lot to cover. Floyd Mayweather is one of the best boxers to ever play the sport, so everyone already knows what he can bring to the table. Floyd will be quick, smart, and powerful in the ring against Logan Paul, but not everybody knows what Logan Paul will be able to do when their match comes. Logan has only had one profile when he took an L against a popular YouTuber called KSI.
Here's a little background. A British YouTuber by the name of KSI. I think he's actually the UK's biggest YouTuber. He had a boxing match against this other YouTuber and he wins the match, and I'm sure you guys saw it. For no reason at all, he calls out my brother and I.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls, I don't care.
That boxing match was back in 2019, so it's been some time since Logan has been in the ring. The same can be said for Floyd Mayweather though, as his last pro fight was against Conor McGregor in 2017. But after 15 pro boxing matches, I think it's safe to say that we all know what to expect from Floyd Mayweather in the boxing ring. Recently though, some sparring footage from Logan Paul has come out. He has been training for the Floyd Mayweather match for a little over a year. Therefore, he has had some improvements since his last match. In his first and only pro match against KSI, Logan seems to have done well.
A year and a half, KSI and I were good. I think it was okay. Like we were cordial with each other, friendly, and everything was great. And then I saw a live stream of him like calling me a pussy or something, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way because when I've said this before, when he won the fight and I shook his hand, I said, "Are we cool?" And I shook his hand. That meant something to me, and I tried to stick by that. And then I see him chirping on social media 2 to 5 days after I passed him in subscribers. And I had this feeling that upset him, and that's where the bitterness was coming from.
But it wasn't enough to get him the win. Something he and KSI both said about the match was that he was missing his aggressiveness. But now it seems like Logan Paul is ready to put that behind him. In all of his sparring footage, he is the one on the attack against his opponents. These brothers are all huge and have the same build as Logan, but they were no match to Logan Paul, as he easily took them all down. With that being said, none of these brothers have practiced boxing, so it wasn't that fair of a matchup. While the Gronkowski brothers, who were watched by their father, initially seemed confident, none performed well against the foe in the ring. While Rob is a 4-time Super Bowl champion, Dan, Chris, and Glenn all played in the NFL. Several times, Rob had to intervene when the YouTuber was getting too much of the upper hand, admitting afterwards that each of his family members would have lost had the bouts been judged. The video has got a large response on social media, with many questioning how Mayweather, despite his experience, will fare against a much larger man in June. One said the weight difference is too much for Mayweather. This dude has enough talent to land a good punch. A second added, honestly, you have to admit looking sharper than most would have thought. If he can keep the power up for all rounds, Floyd can only run so long looking good. With a third saying, I don't know much about boxing at all, but I reckon Logan has a pretty fine chance at the win against Floyd after seeing this. Good job, and look forward to the next round.
Because that's what we want to see, Floyd.
We'll just see. We'll see. We'll go out there and have fun.
Okay.
Make it do what it do.
All right.
Logan said when the fight was announced, if I caught Floyd with one punch, I would snap the bleep in half. You know me. I am 8 inches taller, I am 40 pounds heavier. His brother Jake then warned Logan by saying, I don't know. Who knows if it's actually going to happen? I don't think anyone really knows. Not only that, but he is going to be going against the best boxer of all time, so it doesn't prove too much that you can take on the Gronkowski brothers, but Floyd Mayweather has reacted to the Logan Paul skills in the ring. Are you enjoying our video? Before we get further into the video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more amazing videos from us. Let's continue with our video. Floyd Mayweather has respect for Logan Paul for stepping in the ring, but he says that this match will be easy for him, and that Logan and Jake Paul are fake fighters and Floyd is a real fighter. At the press conference between the two, Floyd did mention that Logan Paul is much taller and stronger than him, but that won't help him in the boxing match as Floyd is just way more skilled and faster. In more recent interviews, Floyd Mayweather has actually said that he has no strategy going into the match against Logan Paul. I think it's safe to say that Floyd Mayweather Jr. isn't taking his upcoming boxing match with Logan Paul seriously. The 44-year-old boxer revealed in a recent interview with Barstool Sports that he has no strategy for the matchup and that he simply has to show up on fight night to be his opponent. No strategy, I've just got to show up, Floyd said. All this sounds like a joke coming from Floyd, but I think he is pretty serious. Floyd Mayweather even said that he didn't train that hard for the match against Conor McGregor, and we all know Conor McGregor is a really great striker.
We'll see what happens, you know. That's it. I'm not really. He seems like a confused little kid to me, to be honest. Now he's willing to get in, so I'm not. You know, I don't know what'll happen. It's not on the radar at the minute.
So Floyd is just planning on going in the ring and doing what he has to do, but he doesn't have a plan to beat Logan Paul, as he believes he doesn't need one.
I don't really worry about that. Okay. I'm set for life, with or without this fight. Yep. I make millions every month with or without this fight. Yes, sir. I'm the money man. I said, why not?
Yeah. Did you see him work out the other day? Did you watch the footage and what did you think of it?
I didn't even know he worked out the other day. I don't really, like I said, I'm not really focused on what no other fighter is doing, no other YouTuber is doing.
If I wanted to go 1 round, I'd go 1 round, but I wanted to go to 2. It's all up to me. His first name is Logan Fall after June 6, because he's gonna fall tune in. For Floyd, this all just seems like a money grab, as he has mentioned a few times in his past. At least when he signed the contract to fight Logan, it was the money grab. Now it might be a little bit more for Floyd Mayweather, as he has mentioned that he wants to teach the Paul brothers a lesson after Jake Paul stole his hat at the press conference. So even though Jake Paul was the one that caused the problem with Floyd, it seems that Logan Paul will be the one that is getting in trouble for it. Floyd's long-term training partner has done a few interviews in the past, and he said that Floyd Mayweather is upset after Jake stole his hat. Of course, we all realize that Floyd Mayweather was a little bit upset because of his reaction to Jake Paul stealing his hat, but now he has something to prove, and he has been in the gym non-stop. Floyd Mayweather found that as a sign of disrespect coming from the Paul brothers, as they're throwing some personal jabs, and Jake was even touching his hat and his head and his shoes. So now Floyd Mayweather is upset with the Paul brothers, and he thinks he needs to teach him a lesson. Some reports even said that after the press conference, Floyd Mayweather flew home, and as soon as he landed, he went right back into the gym to train even harder for the fight, because his training partner said this: I think Floyd thought taking his hat was disrespectful, and it looks like it lit a fire under him from what I saw at the gym, boys, one of the greatest in the world. But I didn't think he was going to train intensely for this, but now that they've pissed him off, he's turning it up. Now, what I saw today from Floyd was impressive. I was blown away. I was kind of expecting him to do a cookie-cutter workout shadow box and spar someone really bad just to stay active. That's what I was expecting. But I came to the gym at around midnight, and the energy and atmosphere in the gym felt like a real Mayweather fight. Floyd looks great, man. He didn't miss a beat. With that being said, it's time to end our video, but before that, we want to know how you feel about this. It seems like Floyd Mayweather might not have a strategy against Logan Paul, but that doesn't mean he isn't taking the boxing match seriously anymore. It seems like prior to the press conference, Floyd was just going to go in there and have fun, but things got personal when Jake Paul stole his hat and decided to mess around with him. So now Floyd wants to show Logan Paul what it means to be a real boxer, and he has also said that he wants to take on Jake Paul in the future to teach him a lesson to fight him the same night. You know what to do. See you in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.